Formbricks is a free and user-friendly survey platform, making it an excellent resource for gathering insights from your customers at every stage of their journey with your product or service. With Formbricks, we can create fully customizable surveys to capture all the insights we need to help us make decisions about new features, future products, or even if our product has a market to succeed. In this video, we're going to create an onboarding survey for a fictional web design agency aimed at helping potential customers get started with our service. Our main goal will be to implement a priority-based approach that sorts clients using specific information we collect, such as a customer's budget or their company's employee count. This strategy will allow us to optimize our onboarding process, ensuring we can efficiently welcome larger and more pivotal clients to our service. And this is where the BuildShip integration comes into play. BuildShip is a low-code visual backend builder that we can use to create powerful backend logic with the help of AI. In this demo, we'll use BuildShip to monitor survey submissions and set up a priority notification system. Important client submissions will trigger a call to action in a Discord channel, alerting us immediately when a significant client is ready to start with our service. Meanwhile, submissions from less critical clients will be communicated through email, ensuring we efficiently prioritize our onboarding process. And along the way, we'll be storing all survey submissions in a BuildShip database. Doing this gives us the flexibility to later review and utilize this information in any way we choose, independent of Formbricks. Let's begin. Here we are in Formbricks, and we've gone ahead and created off-screen a new survey called Get Started. Let's quickly go through this survey so you understand the information we're capturing. Formbricks makes it incredibly easy to create surveys using its visual builder. On the left side, we have our questions, and on the right side, we have a nice preview of each question. The first question in the survey is for the customer's name. Here we can configure the question text and the input type, which is currently set to text. There's one important point to highlight here. If we go to the advanced settings, we'll find the question ID. When you're creating a new survey, any new questions you add will be assigned a random ID. But it's important that you change this to something more identifiable. For example, here we've changed the question ID to the text name. So on the BuildShip end, we'll be able to easily identify these various questions. The following questions are for the company name, the company's email with the input type set to email, the company's website with the input type set to URL, number of employees, which is a number input with a default value of 5, project details, and finally budget, which is a select input with 5 options to choose from. And that's it for our survey. Next, we need to create a new BuildShip workflow for handling submissions. In BuildShip, we'll start by creating a new workflow. For our workflow name, we'll enter Formbricks demo and we'll click create. Now we need to add a trigger. For this demo, we will be using the REST API called trigger. Essentially, whenever we get a new submission to our survey, the data captured will be sent to this BuildShip workflow at whatever path we specify here. For now, we'll set the path to Formbricks demo and the method to post. Going back to our original goal, we want to send a notification with the submission details either via Discord or email depending on the data we capture. But before we get to that part, we also want to just store the submission in our BuildShip database. Luckily for us, every BuildShip project comes with a database, so all we need to do is save the data. To begin, we'll add a new node called create document. We'll store the data in a collection called Formbricks submissions, and we can just ignore the document ID field for now. Next, we need to specify the data we want to save. But first, we need to understand the structure of the data we will be getting from Formbricks in the event of a new submission. Here is a visual representation of that data. We have a JSON object, and there's a parent data object that contains a nested data object. And in this nested data object, we have the question IDs with each mapping to an answer. With that in mind, we can now enter the data we want to save. Here we're saving all the questions along with their answers, and we're deriving all of this information from the incoming request body. Now let's dive into the intriguing part, prioritizing submissions. If we receive a submission where the company has 20 or more employees, or if the budget exceeds 20,000, we'll flag it as a priority. For these priority submissions, we'll send a notification to our Discord channel. For all other submissions, we'll send an email to the user thanking them for their interest in our service and letting them know we'll be in touch soon. Let's add a branch node to handle this logic. Next, we'll specify this condition. First, we check if the budget selected is either 20,000 or 25,000, or the total number of employees is set to 20 or more. Now, even though we've set our total employees input in Formbricks to a number input, we receive this value as a string, so first we need to convert it to a valid number before we can do the comparison. If this condition evaluates to true, then we want to send a message in our Discord channel. To do this, we'll add the Discord webhook bot node. In Discord, we have a testing server with only the general channel, and this is where we want to post the submission details. Before we can do that, we need to go to the channel settings, then integrations, and here we have to create a brand new webhook. And now all we need to do is copy the webhook URL. And back in BuildShip, we'll paste the webhook URL. Next, we'll enter the message we want to send to the channel. Here we're entering a new survey submission message that contains each question along with its answer. And that's all for the Discord setup. Next, we need to handle the other side of the branch, where we want to send an email instead. BuildShip offers multiple integration nodes such as Twilio and Gmail for sending emails, but for this demo, we'll be using Resend, which is a free service for sending emails. Let's add the Resend node. Now we'll select our Resend API key, or you can add a new one if you don't already have an existing API key. We'll set the from address to testing@buildship.com. And we'll set the to address to the company's email address, which we extract from the submission data. Next, we'll set the subject to submission received. And lastly, we'll enter a short thank you message for the email body. And we're all done on the BuildShip side. Now we can ship and deploy our workflow. And with that completed, the last thing to do is to integrate our BuildShip workflow with our Formbricks survey. Back in Formbricks, we'll go to the integration section, and then we'll go to manage webhooks. Here we'll add a new webhook. For the name, we'll enter BuildShip webhook. Now we'll go back to our workflow and copy the endpoint URL, and we'll paste it for the webhook URL. Next, we'll select response finished for the trigger. And finally, we just need to select the survey we want to monitor. So we'll select the Get Started survey, and now we can add the webhook. Now let's put it all to the test. We'll copy our survey link, open it in a new tab, and now we'll go through and answer each question. We want to test if our Discord message will work, so we'll enter 20 for the number of employees. Next, we'll enter a short project details. And finally, we'll select 25,000 for the budget. Now we can click Finish. And almost immediately, when a priority submission comes through, a new message with the survey details is posted to our Discord channel. We can see all the questions we answered, and everything is working as expected. And that's how you can combine Formbricks with BuildShip to streamline your survey processes. But your journey doesn't have to end here. This integration serves as a flexible foundation for a number of use cases, from gathering user feedback to identifying market trends or segmenting your audience based on their responses. Easily create your surveys using Formbricks and implement your dynamic business logic in low-code style with BuildShip. Keep in mind that you can easily extend this workflow by adding other integration nodes. For example, you can use one of our OpenAI integration nodes for sentiment analysis on feedback, or you can even generate your own with AI. And remember, this entire workflow is readily available as a template in our templates library, allowing you to get started immediately without any delay. If you're still watching, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to keep up with all the exciting content we're rolling out. That's it for now. We look forward to seeing you in the next one.